Hi, everybody, and welcome. It's Sunday, and it's halftime, so it's time for the Moohead Radio Cleveland Browns halftime report with the score. The Browns should have been 7, and the Ravens 3. You enjoying the excitement of this game? Is your blood pressure rising every time they show the special teams coach, Amos, what the fuck's his name, on the camera? Do you get this feeling that you'd rather have hemorrhoids than look at Amos on the big screen? Are you like me? Are you like me wondering why in the hell you would cheap out on a kicker who kicked 69% of his field goals at Florida Atlantic University and wonder why he can't make an extra point? Are you like me? I am, are you? I am, are you? You know, it's so frustrating. Baker Mayfield runs an incredible 2-minute drive. Unbelievably good. I mean, like, as good as it can be done. And then Joseph comes out and he just Zane Gonzalez is the one. I mean, I got to ask the organization, is it worth the little bit of money saved when you're trying to win an AFC North game in a defensive struggle to afford to pay a veteran kicker? There has to be one. I mean, we're not talking about guys who can kick 50-yard field goals. We're talking about guys who can kick extra points. God damn. I want to say hi to everybody who's along the line listening on YouTube. How is everybody doing? I mean, first of all, give all credit to the Cleveland Browns defense. This could have been a hell of a lot worse, folks. A hell of a lot worse. To Brian Holman, now I understand the 74 two-point tries against the Raiders. Yes, Mark Jones, Ward is a stud. Oh, God. Michael Proud, how you doing? Saying hi to all my friends. Gemini, how you doing in the chat room? Stephen Rose, hello. Tony the Calf might need to start a New Jersey for the kickers. No, I think we should just send our kickers to New Jersey. How does that grab you? Joe Fox, this is a Hugh Jackson team. This is what they do. As long as he's here, this is what we have. I mean, we'll get to that in just a minute. Mogambi, how you doing? Corey Zimmerman, Baker's looking fantastic against the top D in the league. And, you know, here's the deal. When you're 3rd and 1 or 2nd and 1, hand the ball off, get the first down. I'm tired of these stupid little plays. I mean, there is something about 1 yard to go for Todd Haley where he like turns into God knows what. I don't know. It's like the Three Stooges, Niagara Falls. Slowly I turn, step by step, inch by inch. I mean, you give him a 1 yard to gain thing, and there's no way he's going to run the fucking football. Everyone on the field knows he's going to throw the football. There's something really screwed up about that. The holding call against Coleman, you know something? There is such a thing as abuse in the world, and that's what the NFL is laying on the Cleveland Browns. It's just abuse. And you know something? The networks play right along. It's like, do you know that it's been 36 Sundays since the Browns won? It's like, oh, you had to dig up that statistic. Well, why don't you crumple up that piece of paper and shove it up your rectum? Because things are different. If you can't see that things are different, you know, my concern in all of this, we know that the Ravens haven't given up a touchdown in the second half of any game. Second of all, our defense is going to be exhausted, totally exhausted. I mean, every time we commit a special teams penalty, Amos, you anus, every single time we get thrown back into the shadow of our goalpost. Then the phantom holding calls, same thing. And just in general, we managed to get their offense off the field, but they're kicking from midfield, and we're way back in our own end. And then we have to play conservatively, and we give the ball to Carlos Hyde, who I don't want you to stutter step near your goal line. I mean, I sound like Gilbert Gottfried, but it's true. It's true. You know? And Chubb actually had a 14-yard gain wiped out by a penalty. Yeah, and there was the one series, Hugh Jackson, yeah, we're going to play him for a series each half. Way to tell the other team what you're going to do, you stupid bald-headed fuck. Of course we're going to lose as long as Hugh Jackson is here. Hugh wasn't going to use any of his timeouts, was he? You know why? He's afraid of the Ravens defense. So we got him off balance now. Yeah, we do. I'm not going to use the timeout. Let him get back on balance again. No, I'm not. No, even if I have to organize my offense. No, I'm not. And you know what I did this week? Huey, the revolutionary head coach of the Cleveland Browns. You know what I did? Besides lie like I always do? I was helping out with the special teams. Well, that explains it. Amos plus Hugh equals what you're seeing on the screen right now. That's, you know what that's like? That's like, I'm trying to even find something I can compare it to. It would be like, well, we got one more guy to increase safety here at the event, and his name is Unabomber. I mean, why? Why Hugh Jackson? If there's anybody who could help out the special teams, why Hugh Jackson? Hugh challenges spot of the ball. Yeah, everybody knew they were going to do a quarterback sneak anyway. We've been watching Flacco do it for ages. By the way, Flacco did throw off his back foot, as I said, we needed to make him do, and that's how Denzel Ward was able to step in and get that interception, because Flacco doesn't move as well as he used to move at all. He looks downright slow. And if you can put pressure up the middle, Ogunjobi did one time too. If you can just get pressure up the middle against this guy, he's really not that good. Here's the problem with the Cleveland Browns, folks. Kevin Lears is saying Cordell Stewart blew chunks in big games. That's not all Cordell Stewart blew. We won't get into that. He needed the money. We won't even get into that right now. Problem with the Cleveland Browns. They're defending our wide receivers mano a mano. And they're just committing so many men to the line of scrimmage that we can't run the football. And they're getting pass rush because there's more of them than there are of us up front to protect the quarterback. So it becomes incumbent upon the wide receivers. Now, the problem here is that because we're not playing Antonio Callaway as many snaps, that means Rod Streeter has to get into the game. And, well, these guys aren't good enough to break free. Now, what's interesting is the second Njoku started catching the ball, okay? The second Njoku started catching the football, the touchdown was facilitated by Njoku. Look at the play again and watch the deep coverage step up to defend Njoku at about the 5-yard line, and whoever number 29 is for the Ravens passing along Rashard Higgins into the end zone, and the linebacker had stepped up on Njoku and he was wide open. That is what happened. And maybe the Seth DeValve sighting, Brian, maybe that's what made Njoku start catching the ball. Who in the hell knows? What I do know is this. I want to see Nick Chubb, because the one thing that I mean, it's real predictable with Carlos Hyde. He's going to pause and wait for a block, and then he's getting tackled from behind, folks. All right. I'm not pleased. All right. It's one thing when you're trying to pick a hole, but on a sweep to stop running with the way defensive ends run, and if you understand how the play is schemed, nobody's going to block that man because you're running away from him. You're supposed to have hit the hole by then if you're Carlos Hyde, and you're not doing it. I, too, Mark Jones, look forward to the day when Mayfield has real wide receivers to throw to, because kid's going to be sensational. I'll tell you something else. Desmond Harrison is going to be sensational, too. When you see a young man without any major college experience who played, for Georgia Western or some such goofy program, knocking Terrell Suggs on his ass. I mean, this guy is going to really be good. We have a solid left tackle. He's young, he's raw, he's inexperienced, he's going to get better. And Baker had a rough go to begin with. He looked confused at what the defense was throwing at him. He got better as the half progressed. He's having a nice game. Baker Mayfield is a superb young quarterback. The pick, well, I mean, again, he threw the ball to where he thought Rashard was going to be. Rashard turned it up. And there you have it. I mean, young teams make young mistakes. The defense did a really good job in holding it to 3 points. And Denzel Ward for playing great defense and blocking the last field goal attempt. The Browns will start the second half with the ball in their hooves. DC Gaming saying that guy was supposed to be chipped by the quarterback. I don't know what you're referring to here. I don't know who the quarterback is supposed to chip. I don't Joe Flacco chipping somebody? That would be interesting to see. I want people in the chat room to remind me when the second half is beginning because I can't see. I'm in a completely different room, and I turn the volume of the set down so I can do this program. Garrett Miles up to 5.5 sacks this year. We're going to need 1 or 2 more from him in the second half. We need to put more pressure on Flacco. The other thing is we've got to tackle better. There were too many missed tackles in the first half. We only have 3 points against us to show for it, and that's very good and very fortunate. But, we cannot be diving at phantoms. We have to be going for the legs. TJ Gaines has made a couple of good plays, a great leg tackle on a wide receiver. We really need to wrap up. You see how good the Ravens defense is when Carlos Hyde decides to run east-west after he's paused for 13 seconds. You can see how good they are at grabbing people by their legs and bringing them down or slowing them down until help arrives to help bring them down. We need to tackle better. We missed too many tackles in the first half of the game. Corey Zimmerman saying Baker will come out swinging after the half. They need to respect the run. Then they will need to respect the run. Well, what it comes down to is the Ravens are the best team in second half adjustments in the NFL. We're going to see just how good they are. And I'm thrilled that our young quarterback is as good as he is. I'm just thrilled. And if Njoku could actually catch the ball, he can get open. He is like Braylon Edwards, by golly. He can get open. If he can just catch the football on a consistent level, that opens things up for people as well. But we're lacking a lot of speed in our wide receivers, and they're able to cover in a man-to-man fashion, and it makes it very, very difficult for us. Very difficult for Baker Mayfield to find people open, and he's back there and, looking around, and there's nobody open. And it's exactly right, Brian. Chubb does have the speed to get away from the line of scrimmage because he's faster than Hyde is, and he also has the ability to make the first man miss. He's going to be more definitive. I think it takes Carlos Hyde longer to process where he wants to run the ball, and I think Chubb picks a hole earlier and just goes for it, So, okay, who gets the ball in the second half, Stephen Rose? The Browns get the ball. We deferred the opening kickoff. Where do we stand right now as far as the beginning of the second half of the football game? Are we about there yet? Is that why I'm being wrong? Hi, Doggy Bones. How you doing? And Bronc, hi. We'll be back again at the halftime. There's not much else I want to say about this except I'm proud of the way the defense is playing, but the offense has to really hold on to the ball more, okay, so that our defense doesn't get exhausted. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back after the game. Until then, go Browns. Hasta la vista, Pastor Head. See ya after the game.